Churros are a wonderful Mexican dish. They're crunchy on the outside, kind of chewy on the inside. I've never used a piping bag in my life before. I always just use a heavy bag, cut a little end off of it, put my batter in it, and kind of squish it up and make them. The real churro is kind of star-shaped. I wanted these to be star-shaped and bought a piping bag. We're going to see if I can use that. We've got some bowls that are ready to go. This one has a half a cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of Hain featherweight baking powder, has no sodium, sifted into this little bowl. Then we have a pie plate to roll our churros in that has a half a cup of white granulated sugar and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. This bowl, we have 2 eggs and a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. Beat until it's frothy bubbles. I like to use a wooden spoon when I make these. It just kind of works good. A cookie sheet with parchment paper on it. My pan has a ½ cup of bottled water with no sodium in it, and a 1/4 cup or a ½ stick of unsalted butter. Bring it to a slight little boil, and then in goes the flour mixture. It's already sifted. I'm going to stir it in there. It'll kind of coat the bottom of the pan. We're going to cook it in there for 2 or 3 minutes. In goes the flour. And you want to stir this all the time. It's going to start to stick a little bit on the bottom. Makes kind of a little, it'll kind of form a little ball. 2 minutes of stirring until you can see a little film on the bottom of the pan. Then take it off the heat. We'll stir in the eggs. Just stir it until it's a nice smooth batter. We get churros at our fairs, wherever there are events, where you have food trucks. If there's a Mexican food truck, they're going to have churros. We don't know how many we're going to get for our 140 milligrams, because I've never done them like this before. The batter is pretty thick. But I want it to cool a little bit in the refrigerator so that it holds its shape when it comes out of the piping bag and the way it's supposed to. We'll see. Batter goes in the refrigerator about 20 minutes. Please subscribe to my channel. Every Friday there'll be a new low sodium recipe and sometimes a little added tip to go with it. And you just don't want to miss any of that. So far I'm doing pretty good with this little piping bag. My star shapes are star-shaped. These aren't exactly straight, but it's not going to make any difference. I'm going to pipe all this onto the parchment paper and put these in my refrigerator to harden a little bit. Because right now, we're not going to be able to pick it up. That's a soft dough. Then we're going to air fry it. Churros are best when they're just cooked and hot. But we've got a lot of churros here. Way more than what the 2 of us are going to eat at one time. So I've done a couple of things. I've left some batter in my bag and put it in the refrigerator. Cooked what I wanted, and the next day I just do it again. And I've also frozen them. When they get hard like this, freeze them, and then you can just take them out in the air fryer. My air fryer is preheating to 380 degrees. When they get done, I'm going to roll them in the sugar and cinnamon mixture while they're still hot. I'll put them on the plate and show you how many we ended up with. 8 minutes in my air fryer at 380 degrees, and the churros were perfect. And I know that because I ate one. My plate is 6.5 by 14 inches. I love my piping bag. They just look so pretty. They look a lot prettier than they do when I use just the bag. If you've never had churros before, you really might want to try them. They're quite good. Our whole batch only has 140 milligrams of sodium.